Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome along to UCR Round 2 here at Mexico City, part of Mexico Week celebrations. I don't know if that's quite the right word to use for that. We've had plenty of races here at Mexico. We're going to have a couple more to finish off the week today and tomorrow with RFL. My name is Kacper, as always. Happy to be along with you for this full quali and 100% race here at, forgive my Spanish pronunciations. I've not been to Spain or Mexico all that much, or any Spanish-speaking nations all that much. At the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, and I'm partly relying that on my viewing of television for my pronunciation. I'm not particularly great at Spanish, but we're here, 17 drivers, and of course, full quali will mean that we're going to see two drivers, well, at least two drivers, bow out early here at this first hurdle. It's round 2. It's still early doors, but we've still got a couple of contenders nevertheless. And we're just waiting for a few drivers to peel out of the pit lane, of course, probably setting up putting their setups in, I think, was I was trying to say, as who's popping out of the pits first. And out is Lord Joker on the massive straight that is here in Mexico City. 71 laps coming your way as well. Of course, on top of the full quali session. So plenty of action still to come. Coming out of turn 3, plenty more cars on track as well. Inside, Wesley, Nick Fury have all graced the track within the past couple of seconds. More coming out as well. It is early doors, so just sort of banker laps at this point in time. But still, nevertheless, always good to at least have one lap in, just so that, worst comes to worst, you've at least got a lap. You don't have to worry about, your position as much when it gets to later stages. But into the stadium section is Lord Joker. As it peels through. Should we go for a full lap on board? I wouldn't exactly be against that. Let's go for a full lap, shall we? At the Pelotada, here we go. Right, let's put the telemetry on and see what's cracking. Normally, in actual F1, you've got horrendously low drag as well as we hit 204. 204 braking for the first chicane. Turns 1, 2, I think, is the more difficult corner around there, just because its change of direction is actually, at least in my limited experience, surprisingly violent. Towards turn 4, braking. Left, right chicane, you're going down to about 60, 65 miles an hour. Bit of a twitch for the Alpine here. Double apex hairpin at 6. Careful for a wild move into there now and again. Through 7 and out into this S section at the top end of the circuit. Lift off a little bit into the second sort of S section as such, because the S is sort of neatly split, not neatly, but they sort of split themselves in two. Braking into the stadium section, massive baseball pitch normally here, early on the throttle for the Alpine as we're braking for turn 16, and back end is sliding all the way out on exit. See what sort of time you can put in. It's a 1:17.317. That's, as a banker, that's not inherently bad, as Wesley almost hits the wall. What's his time? Goes top, 16.9. But of course, again, we're only worried about the two drivers that are going to be making their way out of Q1. So as long as you can set a decent time, you're pretty safe in terms of making it to Q2. Gary to the line, 16.3. Betters everybody by about half a second there. Hobday, Liverpool supporter, coming through the S's. Gets my love for being a Liverpool supporter. As he's coming down down towards the stadium. Mike Wallace commentated Wednesday, commentated Thursday on the track on Friday and on a Tuesday as well. He comes across the line 18.6 on a set medium tyres, the second slowest of the lot. Sam puts in a 19.002. Out of 6 drivers is the slowest at the moment, but there's still 13 minutes 20 left in qualifying, so we could still see absolutely anything rumbling on at the moment. Hobday on a lap, Jam on a lap. Going to be interesting to see if Jam can sort of pull something out, I suppose would be the right phrasing for that. Hobday braking for turns 4 and 5. Jam did pretty well last week. I think was hampered a little bit towards the end. If my memory serves me correctly, which it very, very rarely does. I'm just looking at the subscription list as well. Gary's been subscribed for 14 months. He's just resubscribed at Tier 1. Thank you very much, Gary. Of course, racing out on track, currently in first place on the field. Sarah saying hello. Resubscribed at the end of last year for another month. Love you, Sarah. Jamie resubscribed for another month as well. Quote, getting sick of ads. Well, of course, yeah, that's true. If you don't like the ads, of course, you can subscribe and get rid of them. If you've got Twitch Prime, your Amazon Prime, you can link your Twitch account. You don't have to worry about that at all. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, if you've got YouTube Premium as well, that'll work. But I don't really use YouTube Premium. I don't, with all due respect, really like the concept of YouTube Premium, but that's possibly something I could rant about for a good little bit. Senna braking for turns 4, 28.7 through that first sector. First sector is all the way from the start-finish line to just before the braking zone for turn 4. And then the second sector stretches out from just before that turn 4 braking zone all the way to sort of halfway down this final little DRS zone here. About there, 57.0. After 2 sectors, braking for turn, I think that's 13. 14, yeah, that's 15. I think that makes it 16 right. I was worried he was going to hit track limits there. He went really over the curb. I didn't know what was going to happen there, but he goes second place, 16.1 at the moment, safely in Q2. Nick Fury on a lap as well, 28.6, so marginally faster than we saw from Senna through the first sector. Back end sliding a little bit, coming through 5. We'll have lost him a smidge of time. But again, not all too much, so he hasn't got all too much to worry about. Of course, championship standings. Let me bring them up. Mike Wallace in chat at Hobday. Sorry, pal, didn't know you were there. My bad. So something happened with Mike and Hobday with 10 to go as it stands. Death after that win in Belgium. He's top of the standings as Nick Fury goes second. Nick Fury, did he finish that race? Don't think he did. No, he wasn't actually taking part in that. Well, goodness me. As well as currently Ferrari Juan Dos. Hobday on another outlap with 9:20 left on the clock. The Racing Bulls as well currently championship leaders in the teams, but of course there's still plenty more racing left to run, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Hobday coming towards turn 1 as Sam is up 2/10 on his personal best at the moment. Well, safe if 2 drivers will set a time, but I'm looking at who's left. Rookie usually doesn't set a lap time, and Sam loses the back end sort of in the middle of the S and again almost loses the car there. coming through. Now, Kevin with a Red Bull ahead. He's a second down on his personal best. So he needs to pull something out of that middle sector, but the final sector even. But the final sector is really short, and he looks to have possibly lifted off a little bit. So I don't. Yeah, I think he's lifted. Yeah, he's lifted off a bit there. So I don't know if. Yeah, he's probably going to be coming into the pits. In he comes. Yeah, that final sector is really short. You can't make too much of a difference through there. 59.7 for Hobday. Oh, back end sliding as well. Do love to see a good bit of a back end slide. Picks up 2 points after Belgium. Of course, I should add that it is a MotoGP point system, so it is top 15, 15, 20, 16, 13, 11, 10, and so on, all the way down to 1 with an extra point for fastest lap as well. So that is the points format as back end goes sliding all over once again. So at the moment, it looks like if, you know, the 4 people directly underneath, because again, we don't often see rookie set a lap in qualifying. If the 4 people directly underneath set a lap time, it could be Hobday dropping out, Sam through to Q2 here, along with Mike Wallace, which is not really something we see all that often, but love Sam, love Mike, would fully love to see it. Rookie asking in the Discord, do I have to qualify? That is peak rookie license. Right, Hobday up to the line. Can he improve on his time? Yes, he can. It's a 19.8, so it's almost 2/3 of a second of an improvement, but doesn't improve his position. Meanwhile, Bridesmaid 2 times in a row. Can he make this season a winning season? I wonder. Jamie, the first of the 2 McLaren. A bit of a shock in qualifying last time out. Jamie started in 12th place and had to make his way up the field from there. Bit of a surprise we saw. So it could be quite interesting to see if, well, is his qualifying form going to improve? One would hope so. However, in some of these qualifying sessions, it can be incredibly tight. So I wouldn't be too sure on that one. As here he comes. Ooh, 7th place. Ah, that's not great. As Hobday goes deep into stadium section, championship leader, champion of last season, managed to keep his title defense. Is he going to be going for another one this season? I wonder. He's going to be able to, is the big question, because of course it's a completely new set of 12 circuits, and of course any circuits that happen here in Season 3 won't be in Season 4. And likewise the other way around, because that's how these guys' calendar is sorted. As Alex comes through the S's. Second sector once again triggers just about here, 56.3, looking pretty healthy at the moment with the 4.5 to go here. Finn still needed to qualify, Small Girl also still needing to qualify. As Mr. Bus retires in 3rd place. Death goes fast is 15.1. Not again a massive concern at the moment, but still worth keeping an eye on. See who's got the pace at this moment. Ferraris can't really be separated by all too much. As it stands, with Small Girl coming out on a lap. Wesley retires in 7th place. Now, he'll be fine, but I'm slightly concerned just on that. Senna and Nick Fury also both retire from Q1. Happy with their lap times. Small girl braking for turn 1, avoiding the curbs coming through there. I've seen 1 or 2 people just sort of across this week from watching a couple of the races. They have gone for the curbs. I don't quite think that is a optimal strategy, but we'll be keeping an eye on that as it happens. But braking for turn 7 now was not really much of a braking, so it's more so a lift than anything. Lord Joker retires in 10th place. Now that is a bit more of a gamble than I'd personally like. Of course, at the moment nobody's going out. See if is Finn's on an outlap. Finn's is on an outlap. Okay. So somebody will not be going out, because I don't think. Well, Rookie. Oh, he is coming out. Ooh. Did not really expect that. Small girl to 4th place. That sounds about right. Finn's is on an outlap as well. So quite a few guys still needing to qualify. Gary retires in 7th place. Lord Joker now in 11th. Ooh. Considering we've got almost everybody below him out on track, I'd be worried. Well, I certainly would be. I don't know about himself, as Mike takes a last-minute dive into the pit lane. That might be his qualifying session done and dusted. If he can stay with 13th place, I think he'll be happy with that. But Hobday is on his heels. Hobday on the bubble at the moment. A bit of hiccups coming through them. Just now, forgive me, into the S's. He was almost 6.5 tenths up on his PB through the first sector. What about the second sector? 1.7 up. Now, this is going to be a time that's going to get him out of the danger zone. So he should be safe, assuming he can make this final sector well. Back end sliding a little bit through the middle of the stadium section, but he's coming out. Back end is incredibly unstable on that car, but it goes 1:17.6, and that's going to put him in 12th place. That's not too bad, but still plenty more times and more cars still yet to be seen, as we've got about a minute left, I think, of qualifying, if that. I can't see because of the damn times, but because of the yellow flag, actually. But once that clears, we'll see how much time we've got left. Finn's are going to be the next sort of person to cross the line who's going to be in the danger zone. Now, Mike is in 14th. He's going to be Reed. Third sector yellows. Half a minute left in qualifying. These guys could go again if they want to. I don't imagine they need to, but Finn's usually a good qualifier. Can he keep up that streak, or is he going to fumble here? Finn's to 2nd place. Oh, now that is pretty tasty. Now it's Sam. And it's Rookie, with Mike retiring from the session. Not much he can do at this point. Sam needs to make up half a second. I'm not sure if he can. I didn't see the sector timings. See what he can do. Does he? Oh, that looks pretty safe. That's 14th place. That's guaranteed a Q2 spot. What's Rookie doing now? Is he sort of trying to intentionally fumble to be last? Yeah, he is. Okay, that sounds Rookie. But Rookie in 17th and Mike in 16th. Are your Q1 dropouts, with Sam and Gizmo making it just about. Well, just about for Gizmo, because Gap's around about a 10th, and that's probably closer than what he wanted it to be. But a lot of good times were sort of thrown in at the very end there. Thinking specifically this man. Should be quite interesting Q3, assuming things keep going as is. Oof. Right. Just waiting for these guys to cross the line or peel into the pit lane. And then we can get on with qualifying DOS. And Jamie peels into the pit lane. Please say you retire. Okay, we're just waiting for inside. And his pit sequence. And then we'll be golden. is he? There he is. Christ, that took quite a while. Right, but Death takes top of Q1. Of course, this is only Q1, so it doesn't matter all too much. But Mike Wallace and then Rookie intentionally fumbles it at the end. 15 drivers, 15 minutes. It's going to be one hell of a session. And with some of these margins incredibly close, I'm thinking the Ferraris were incredibly close. You can see 7th and 8th with Norris and the Hungarian esports driver that we've got, Mr. Bust. It's going to be tight, I think. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to quickly fill up my bottle, but it's going to be an absolute cracker. So don't go anywhere. And we're back. Gorgeous stuff. I like to think I've done that pretty well. Oh, that's a little bit too much squash. Sorry, I have this massive metal bottle. Sort of, if you remember that trend of Stanley Cups, it's basically one of those, but worse. And I got it for free. Right? That's the level we're talking. And I must have just put some, like, it's a bit too much squash. I put in, like, some apple, it's apple blackcurrant squash, which reminds me I probably need to buy some more tomorrow. But yeah, no, it's good stuff. Can thoroughly suggest if you're looking for a squash flavour, not that, you know, you're resorting to me for squash suggestions, in which case, why? I'm not a foodie, but, you know, always good stuff. Right, Wesley, he's going to be 4th to cross the line to start a lap. Again, 15 drives in 15 minutes, and 2 of those minutes have already passed. So that's how quick things can get going around here. Sam started a lap, Joker started a lap inside, I think is the first man. It's just a whole train of cars, I don't know, trying to catch each other's draft, maybe? I don't think I've really seen all that much, that cars are this close to one another. That's something that you don't see often, but we're going to see a massive flurry of lap times in that case, which is going to be pretty interesting sight to see. Who's leading the pack now? It's Nick Fury leading the pack. Of course, inside you might have seen he invalidated his own lap time, so there's not very much that he could do for that one. As back end slide. We go through the stadium section into the Peraltada. This section here, the final corner, into the pits goes inside, but Nick Fury tops the timesheets at the moment. Senna immediately goes faster than that. What about Wesley? He's coming across the line. Wesley to the top. As it stands, Jam beats them all immediately. So it's Ferrari, Aston, Alpine, as Lord Joker goes into 4th place. Gizmo into 6th. Small Girl coming into the stadium section now as well. Let's snooze that. As we come through into the Peraltada, the final corner on this circuit. Where does Small Girl go to 2nd place? Good start for the McLaren duo, much better than what we saw last time around, as Hobbs immediately invalidated his lap through, could have been final corner, could have just been the first chicane, easily done. As Mr. Bus starts his lap, Finn's in the pit, Sam on his lap once again, Brea on board wide through that second apex of the hairpin. Pardon me. He's back end incredibly unstable. I know he's on controller, but Christ. Surely it can't be that bad. Oh, he saved it. It's a very good save. Scottish Sam. Sends it into the stadium section again, early on the throttle. That back end does seem to be stepping out really badly. And I don't think Sam is quite liking how things are going through the pelotada. And he goes across the line. It's 19.6. I think we've seen better. It's not often that he makes it into Q3. But we'll see. And here comes Mr. Bust. And he goes into third place. 300ths away from championship leader Death. 5,000ths ahead of Gary. So he's in a massive old sandwich there. Where's the time? That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Is Gizmo going again? I think Gizmo might be going again here. It does look to be going at full pace. He's 10th and a half roundabout down. So that sounds about right. See if he can improve upon his current time. Just seeing if there's anything else going on in Das Discord, but I don't think there is. At the moment, Gizmo's... Has he slowed down through there? Yes, he has. He's invalidated his personal lap. Obday, ooh, late peel into the pit lane. I mean, thankfully, so was the Mercedes of Death, but still, that was... If Death was going to be going for a proper lap, that was slightly dodgy, but I think he'd be all right. Just because most of those guys were, well, cause both of them were going into the pits, so it doesn't really matter all that much unless he made damage. In which case, yeah, okay, that'll be a bit of a pain in the bum. 56.6 from inside. This could be a pretty decent time here. Again, we're still only in Q2, but 5 of these drivers will not make it through to the final 12 minutes of qualifying. Of course, it is 18, 15, 12. It used to be 15, 20, 15, 10. If you remember sort of the early version of this format of qualifying. So we come through the chicane once again. Oh my word. Senna again on a lap. Mr. Bust, I think, is also on one, but we'll see what Senna can do, because Senna's usually quite good in qualifying. To be fair, all of these guys are good in qualifying. I don't know why I'm saying that, but Senna's often one to pull something out of the bag. So we'll see if he can do the exact same thing again today. Through the S he goes once again, with 7 minutes to go here in qualifying. Death retires in second place, perfectly fine with that one. I don't think he's going to have any major complaints about that. We come through the final corner. Once again, Senna up to the line. Goes to 5th place at the moment. So, again, like I said, Senna does often pull something out of the bag here. And could be crucial, especially when it comes to the later stages of qualifying. Nick Fury second up on his PB after 2 sectors. He's going to go towards quite high up the top, and he actually goes almost all the way to the top. He goes to second place, which is brilliant stuff for Nick Fury. Unfortunately, we've got another ad coming for you all in just a moment, but final laps are going to be coming shortly, so don't go anywhere. And for those of you that have a subscription or Twitch Prime or something like that, thank you very much, I should say. Or if you're watching this on YouTube as well, thank you very much for the support. As always, Setup, he's up on his personal best, so it's not going to be an improvement one would imagine, but we'll see. Finn's, this is not going to be a lap time for pole position, at least. Could be a lap for a little bit later, but not for pole position. Sort of top 5. I don't even think. We'll see what he's doing. Yeah, he's not properly pushed. Maybe he's just doing another set lap, I think, is the right play here. But yeah, braking for turn 1, Hobday once again. Ooh, back end sliding. Keeps it on track though. Credit to him. That's pretty good stuff. I probably would have lost the car, but then again, I'm not particularly much of a driver, so there is that. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Hello once again. Welcome to UCR. We've got 4 minutes 15 left in qualifying as we rattle through the first chicane here. Of course, recent announcements with Mexico City being on the NASCAR schedule. First points race for the top class outside of America, I think, ever. Maybe. I think in general for NASCAR, I think the last one they did was maybe when they did Circuit Gilles Villeneuve up in Canada, way back sort of mid to late 2000s. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a NASCAR, what's the word? NASCAR buff, I think, is the right terminology. Finn's across the line, 15.2 to beat. There's 15.8. So again, like I came to the conclusion of he was just doing another set lap. Warm-up lap even. Small Girl, 3/10 up on their personal best. Again, they in the top 10 as it stands. Jamie, their teammate, is not, which does not help McLaren's case. But here comes Small Girl up to the line, and he goes to the top, so proving McLaren has got the pace. Jamie wasn't able to grab that last time out. Ooh, that is my controller hanging by a thread. I had it on my knee. Let me just pop that back in. Oh my goodness, that came incredibly close to being dropped on the carpet, which would have hurt my soul a little bit, I think. But right, Wesley, fastest first sector, 28.3. That's pretty good going, as keeping it on track through that short little straight between 5 and 6, keeping it on track on exit as well. You can go too wide through here. We did see it in F2 on Tuesday, granted, yes, it is F2, the cars are slower, but some of these guys can operate the F1 machines like they're F2. And I'm not talking about them being slow, I'm talking about them being high grip and being able to actually make it too wide through these corners, which is pretty good going. It does look awesome when they do it. Wesley from 11th to 11th. Down on his personal best. He can go again if he wants to, but I don't think he would. And that would put him out of Q2. What about Jamie, though? This is going to be the big story. Is he going to be out of Q2, out in Q2, for 2 weeks on the spin? Senna retires in 7th. I would not be too confident about that. Jamie coming through 4 and 5 on his final lap, because once he gets to the checker, I don't think he's going to be able. No, he won't be able to do another lap time. He might. I don't know. He might. He might not. It's gonna be it's gonna be tight. Smorgon retires in 1st place. Jamie up slightly. Final sector is a short one. I don't think Jamie's going to be able to make it, you know. It's going to be the same thing, 2 weeks on the spin here. That's not good. Jamie up to the line from 12th to 9th. Just about. Inside, pushed down. Who's next across the line? Wesley's done. Sam has finished his time. Gizmo also has. Hobday hasn't set a lap time, but he's coming into the pit lane, so he's going to be starting 15th and last at least of this session. Inside's coming in, and Wesley has finished his time. So Jamie just about manages to put his way into Q3 for the first time this season. Gary goes fastest, 15:1:45. We'll see if we can get a word from Sam sort of during the break. Or at least in Q3 maybe. But yeah, that is good for Jamie. I think he needed that. It would have been really concerning if Jamie being F1 Norris, if Jamie did not make his way through to Q3. Wesley starting in 12th place as it stands, sitting out Q3, but perfect opportunity to go for a wee or for something like that. That's who is going to be your top 5, well, bottom 5 eliminated in Q2. Inside, Wesley, Sambo, Gizmo, and of course Hobday, who was not able to set a lap time in the end. Q3 coming your way, and with margins, top 10 covering a second, almost on the nose. I think this qualifying session is going to be really, really entertaining. Don't go anywhere. Right, let's put party audio on. I've invited Sam. If Sam wants to come in, then he can. I hope he does. Hopefully get a word from him during the session, as 12 minutes have commenced. Not the telemetry, the lap data, bosh. F1 Norris, Mr. Bust, Small Girl, Finns, Lord Joker, Jam, Nick Fury, Def, ERC Blunt, and Senna are going to be, well, one of them is going to be on the pole position. Another of them is going to be on the front row alongside. Who's that going to be, in which order? I don't know. But I wonder if you do. Let us know what you're thinking. I'm thinking... I'm thinking Death on pole position. I'm thinking Gary in 2nd place. So I was just checking by it. Goodness me, I need to get some tissues now. I was just checking my phone because I got a message that I needed to take a look at. 10:30 left in qualifying. Almost everybody out on track other than Mr. Bust, the Hungarian. I was about to say Hungarian Leviosa. Sorry, I do love me a good bit of Harry Potter. Nick Fury started a lap time. Gary started a lap time. Lord Joker behind them as well. They're part of this sort of trio that's emerged at the start. There's Senna and the other Ferrari of Jam in a second sort of smaller train. Sort of one Jam's behind Senna, picking up a little bit of a toe. Toe around here is extremely useful because you've got that front straight and the back straight, sort of. I don't know if you'd quite call it a back straight, but the other straight, the other massive straight out of 3 between 4, you can pick up a good amount of time if you can position yourself right behind a car through there. Pardon me. So it's not a bad shout that. As Gary coming through 56.1. Of course, again, this is probably going to be a banker lap, so you don't need to worry too much as yet. However, it's always interesting to watch and see how these drivers attack qualifying session. Gary up to the line. I tell you what, that's not really a banker lap. Fastest lap we've seen so far. 14.989. Nick Fury in second. Lord Joker in third place. That is one hell of a benchmark. And Senna, what does he do? He goes into third place. Jam into second. So Gary's already set one hell of a benchmark. And then we've got more cars still yet to come. Finn's trailing Jamie Norris now. Jamie going into what, 4th place. What about Finn's as well? He goes top. Provisional pole position, 14.7. That's great stuff. From F1 New Zealand. Or is it Finn's? I say F1 New Zealand sometimes. I say Finn's sometimes. If I'm wrong, please do correct me. Alex to the top. So we've got 3 drivers in the 14s where we've not even seen a 14-second lap time. That is pretty damn good. I can't fault that. Finns is typing, why is Alex in a Merc? Lord Joker retires in 8th place, 15.7. That's not a bad time, but it's 8th place out of 9. And Mr. Bus is going to be setting a lap time. So there is that, unfortunately for his case. Finn's in the pits, Jam peeling in. Small girl coming in as well with 7 minutes to go. Alex is probably also going to be coming into the pit lane, does he? Yes, he does. I thought he was going to intentionally miss it and go again. That would have been funny. Spare fuel and used tyres? Yes, please. That would have been one hell of a lap, but not for us. Jam improving through the first sector. A little bit unstable, I think, through the initial part of the S's here. So it could be interesting to see what he does through the second sector here. He's a quarter of a second down. I don't think that's going to be something to look forward to for him. And no, he's not. Yeah, he's coming to the pits. That pit lane entry is not great, especially if you're coming in at high speed. You really need to slow down. I mean, we've seen proof of that just there. So you really do need to slow down. Am I able to invite Sam or not? Because I'm going to be sad if he doesn't. I'm going to be really sad if he doesn't come in. We'll see. Maybe you missed it. I do like to get a driver interview in Q3. Whoa. Mr. Bust making his car unstable as. Hi, Sam. How are you? Let me just pop my audio in here as well, just so that yours can hear me as well. How was your qualifying?
Hang on, I'll need to restart that entire thing because you weren't able to hear me. Basically, Q2 was kind of my expected whole thing. I didn't really expect to get beyond that, so 13th place is not too bad.
Yeah, with all with all due respect, this is going to sound horrific. I personally didn't expect much else from you either.
Oh, that's entirely
it sounds
fair.
horrific.
That's entirely fair. There is a skill issue there.
No, I mean, both me and you share the skill issue. Let's be honest. But yeah, so back end. Sorry, watching on with Mr. Bust. 13th place, good place to start. Would you have wanted to be maybe a little bit further back to win the carnage?
I'm probably going to go backwards at some point anyway, so... I mean, to be honest, I don't really... This season is purely just like a season of like bouncing backwards and forwards, really, because I'm not full time this season, so...
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. That's true, because you're in with me next week.
Oh yes, I will be doing that because I'm not racing Spain again. So last time I raced Spain, I was 2 laps down with wing damage, rear wing damage the entire race, and I'm not doing. Yes, I spent the entire race having got rear wing damage on lap 1. Spent the rest of the race with yellow rear wing damage.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I finished 3 laps down. I still finished.
What? Yeah, it's. I don't know if you've seen the meme. There was was it? I think it was LeBron and one other player scored 53 points in one game. LeBron scored 52.
The guy who scores that one other point. I helped, honestly.
I contributed. I did a thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. To talk about strategy. What are you thinking?
It's either going to be 1 or 2 stop around here. I think most likely going to be 2 stop if you want to kind of make it work. But you can make a 1 stop work around here. It just might be a little bit slower. Although, knowing me, I probably won't. This time around here, I probably, unlike Spa, I probably won't be on the lap because if it all goes normally, then yeah. Well, it's our safety cars, which could happen around here because of the closing of some of the walls, which is yeah.
Yeah, do you think you can better your finish position last week of 11th? Is the question here.
Perhaps. I sometimes need a
technically
little
it
bit
is
of
a
luck to somewhat get position for me. So
I think, don't we all?
game's gone to 6 by the 5th, by the way. I've been doing that.
I have been watching. I was on board with him for most of that lap. Small goal to 3rd place as well. Because, I mean, it is a slightly smaller field, because we had a full 20 last week, we've got 17 this week.
Yeah, well, think about
theoretically, it should be easier.
Yeah, think about the sort of aberration that pretty much wore the grid down from last week. So we started with 20, and I think we finished with like 11, 17, about 14 or 15. So
I think we had a full 15 that finished.
Yeah, so 15 drivers.
Because there's
anything like that, then we're going off the measurements and everything like that, then you're going to be about the same drivers finish if you've got 5 drivers. But as long as we don't have something that was interesting, we talked about in the other party, which was the entirety of making sure that we don't have another man like race situation from season 1, where you end up with him causing absolute carnage in turn 1.
Yeah, one quick question before you dip, because I don't want to keep you for too long. How are you going to negotiate turn 1?
I'm just going to take it quite easy, to be honest. I think everyone behind me will, for the most part.
You'd hope.
I'd hope. I have been known to be in contact with Rogue Red Bull. At points.
Yes. Yes, that Rogue Red Bull. Oh my goodness.
Sorry. I know that whoever that
That's
is probably just holding me out on that one, but I don't really care. Anyway, I'll let you go in the
right.
last 20
Right.
seconds of qualifying.
That's fine. That's Sam. Everybody, he's going to be in the comment box. We'll reply
And
to
I
it
will, you will hear
because he feels sorry.
you will hear my voice in the comments box next week in Spain.
Yeah, because he feels sorry for me. That's why. Jimmy retires in 7th. Alex goes to 14.5, slightly improved, but not quite all that much. Finn's on a lap as well. Small girl running as well. Gary, as Sam leaves the party, he's gone. Thank you very much to Scottish Sam for joining in for however brief. Brief moment nonetheless. Gary not improving through the first 2 sectors, so probably not going to be front row time. Small girl, here we go. Not improving either. Finn's slight improvement. This is sort of really the only challenger, because Jam's gone to 2nd place. So at the moment it's a Mercedes Ferrari front row. We saw that a good few times a little bit ago, as it's a 10th and a half on his personal best, let alone that, and he needs to pick up exactly 2 more tenths on top of that. Locking up into turn 12 does not help as he comes through the peloton, and in he goes, and I think that'll be it. Unless Nick Fury can pull something out, but he's invalidated it, so that is it. That is it for qualifying here. Death picks up his pole position here at Mexico. What was it, Nick Fury? 14.62, so that... If that had stayed, assuming the time was going to be the same, if he'd stayed within track limits, that would have been a front row. That I'm willing to bet that he might be kicking himself for that. That would hurt. Ouch. Ouch. Feel sorry for Nick Fury, but 8th place, still not an inherently bad spot. However, that does leave you pretty much exactly in the middle of the field. So that's probably not where you want to be. But it's Alex and Jam that open up the jar of pole position and 2nd place. Finn's, Small Girl, Blunt, Senna, Jamie Norris, Nick Fury, Lord Joker and Mr. Bus round out your top 10. 70 drivers here at Mexico, around a short track. I mean, that prospect is tasty. Don't go anywhere. We'll show you the driver positions. Right. Race director. Let's have a look. Sam did say we're looking at 1, maybe a 2-stop. 2-stop probably faster, but it does always depend on everything else that's happening. Currently, everybody's looking pretty set on the medium tyre, other than a Rogue Lord Joker on a hard tyre. We'll be back in a minute once the drivers all set themselves up. Right. Is there anything going on in DAS Discord? Let's have a look. 21:05 start, so we're going in about to... what's the exact timing? I want that to be bigger. Sod off. Can't see on here. It'll be somewhere around about 2 minutes now. Closer to 2 minutes than to 3. As it stands, of course, 71 laps coming your way. This is going to be an absolutely enticing prospect. And listen, we watched Simtech on Tuesday. I did comms for that. That was a cracking race. Hopefully, it continues here. But we're back. Welcome back to the community that just watched a brief ad. It was a 21:05 start. I thought they usually start pretty quickly. But I was just saying that we're looking at possibly two-stop, probably in the strategy, as we can see so many characters on the left doing the exact same actions, which, once you realise it, it's kind of menacing. Because you watch it and then everybody's doing the same thing, and it's scary and menacing. I know obviously it's a game, they need to sort of save data where they can, right? And the audience isn't necessarily a priority. I understand that, but still, it's not. Put it this way: you put me in the middle of that on a Halloween game, and I am going to, pardon my phrasing here, I am going to shit myself. But we should be getting going in just a moment. Anything changing on the strategy? A couple more hard runners. Senna, Gizmo, a Rookie. Rookie, keep an eye out for Rookie. 19th to 5th last week. Driver of the day as part of that as well. So keep an eye for that one. Because he always makes a climb up the field. He very often finishes quite high up. And obviously just keep an eye for people like Jamie picking up a couple of positions. Gary in 5th place. He's right in the middle of that top 10. Where he very much had the pace probably to go for pole position, but unfortunately I don't think he quite strung his laps together. So, there's plenty of people that are going to be worth looking out for. But we'll run you through sort of the stories once everybody gets on track, which they should do within the next couple of seconds, up to about a minute. In fact, well, there you go. Formation lap underway. Let's properly see what we're looking at in terms of tyres. Again, a couple more hard runners. Gary on the hards as well. But again, mostly on that medium tyre. Question is, when is the safety car going to come? Because, well, safety cars... I don't think I've had an F1 race around, a full distance F1 race around here, where the safety car hasn't come out. So, I'd be surprised if we don't have a safety car and everything goes full green. Not that I'm trying to jinx it or anything, I should add. I would love to see it. However, being the realist that I am, I don't think that it is unfortunately going to happen. Again, couple more people. Can Finns keep that 3rd place in that Sauber? He called it a tractor in the Discord straight after qualifying. 3rd place in the tractor. He was a little bit surprised. He's a cracking driver. So I'm very, very curious to see if it is possible at all that he can keep that position. Inside, also, can pick up a good couple of positions. Keep an eye out for him. Nick Fury also, on his day, is a very, very fast driver. So, there's plenty of drivers up and down, left and right of the field, which are going to be worth watching. And yet, we're keeping an eye on the lights. 17,000 horsepower is about to be unleashed in the wilds of Mexico City. Let's snooze that ad break because, well, that can wait a little bit. Oh my god, I love you all. Right, 3, 4, 5 lights for 71 laps here in Mexico. And we're underway. It's a pretty slow start, but I think a good start for Jam. He's still side by side. Smallgood picks up a great start ahead of F1 New Zealand. Could be challenging for the lead here. It's 4 wide, a little bit further back. Gary in the middle of that. Round goes a Ferrari. Picks up an Alpine with him as well. That's Nick Fury and Lord Joker. Sam picks up a 10-second penalty for collision with Hobday. Safety car immediately. We didn't even get to turn 1. Oh my word! Must have been tagged. Surely, there's no other way. Oh my, whoa. That was... Ordinarily, I'd be worried for driver safety, etc. But obviously, you know, this is esports, so I'm not particularly that worried. But Jesus Christ on a bike. That was one hell of a sideswipe. Oh my word. Well, now race strategies have changed a little bit, I think. No, they haven't, not really. They've not really changed, let's be honest. Through the Peloton we go. Safety car on the exit of 3. It's just standing there menacingly. If you know the quote, you know the quote. As these guys come out of the stadium section, I would not be surprised if you see both of these make their way out early. Sam in the pits as well. Off the mediums onto a fresh set of mediums and serving his time penalty as well. That's not a bad idea. I was waiting for these guys to come through the pits. Well, that was one hell of a start. Who's coming out ahead? Lord Joker ahead of Nick Fury, and Sam's only just been released from the Mercedes pit, which is a good little way behind. They should still catch up anyway, but it is an ideal position to be in. Alex still leads ahead of Jam and F1 New Zealand. No change in the top 3, but Senna making up 2. Smallgirl losing 2. Gary still staying in 5th place. That moment where it was 3-4 wide was pretty intense. It did look quite cool, I'll be honest. It was a very good watch indeed. Mr. Buston's 7th, Jamie 8th, Wesley 9th. Pardon me, Gizmo 10th. What is that saying with the strategy? Jesus Christ. Medium, medium, soft and hard. What is that? What on earth is that tyre strategy? I'm sorry. What? There's no way that that is a genuine tyre strategy that the game has just suggested. I'm sorry. But if this was that race in Barcelona in 2023 where the heat was absolutely impacting everything, yes. But it's not. It's a different story. So don't know where the game comes up with some of these, but I'm not gonna question all too much. Here's a reminder of the tyres as well. Lord Joker straps on his set of hards, looking to go for a good little while on those. Nick Fury and Sam still on medium tyre. Did Nick Fury start on the hard? No, he didn't. Tyres have stayed reasonably the same. So, okay. Okay. Second full lap under safety car. And, well, I mean, that was one hell of... I'm going to keep saying it because nothing else has really happened. But that was one hell of a start. Must have been tagged by someone. Possibly someone like a Jamie or like a Mr. Bust. Somewhere in that region, sort of 7th, 8th-ish. Gonna see if I can find out who hit Nick Fury. Safety car is in this lap, so we might not find out for a little bit. as everybody is sort of lined up. So the guys at the back have managed to catch up, thankfully. Going slowly through the stadium section. Of course, don't forget, Alex is the de facto safety car from basically this moment on, and Alex goes immediately, so it is Death leading the pack away into turn 1. Jam, F1 New Zealand, UCR Senna in fourth place, and then it is Gary Smallgirl further behind, but on board with Alex, with Jam. Even can Jam catch first place? No, he can't. Not quite this time. Into turn 1, he's going to have plenty more opportunities to do that. Up towards turn 4 we go once again. Ooh. New Zealand looking for that move into turn 4. Again, too far away for that. We need to be a good little bit closer before you can even manage that. Swinging in for turn 7 for the first time in full green conditions. Yes, you're hearing me right. The whole pack is sort of split in 3. As such, you've got your leading pack, sort of like your peloton, and then you've got the first pack and the second pack. If you know you're cycling, you know you're cycling. Sort of split into, what, 7, 3, 7? Rather evenly. Quite a fan of that. Jamie, Wesley and Inside in the middle of that, and Nick Fury picking up positions despite despite red under 4 damage, according to him in Discord. One of the Astons turned into me. Ooh, that's not great. A Jam takes the lead. We're on board with the Ferrari, who was part of that massive crash. Nick Fury overtakes Mike Wallace. Does Lord Joker do the same as well, or is he just going to go side by side to fight it? Mike loses the position under braking, a little bit deep goes Lord Joker, but still a position gained by him. Mr. Bus looking for a position on Small Girl. He's in a bit of a McLaren sandwich. We want to get out of that before the leading McLaren tries to slow him down to let Jamie catch up a position. Hobday loses 2 positions as well to Nick Fury and Lord Joker, so they're making their charge back up the field from being right at the very bottom just moments ago. Ooh, over the curbs goes Mr. Bus. That's probably track limits, hit the top 3, pulled away ever so slightly. Early braking for Blood, caught out Small Girl as we swing it into stadium section. Jamie taking a pretty sweeping line. Quite a fan of that one. DRS, I think, is now enabled this time as well. Entire line from Gary means that he's virtually guaranteed to pick up a position here. But the question is he going to be able to keep away Small Girl and further behind Mr. Bus? Senna loses 1. Senna loses 2. Does Senna lose a 3rd? Oh, does he? Not quite. No fight from the Hungarian behind as Nick Fury makes a move on Gizmo as well, changing the lead once again as Death gets back ahead of Jam. F1 New Zealand follows suit as Mr. Bus does pick up for 6th place, or does he? He's side by side into 4 and 5. Does Senna get the overrun to switch back? No, he doesn't. No space for that one as we peel into 6. P6 is Mr. Bus. They've lost a little bit of time to the guys ahead, so we'll be eyeing to catch that up over this little sector here, because of course don't forget the DRS detection zones are just on the exit of the stadium section. I thought that was a puncture. I honestly thought that was a puncture. I was worried. As Alex picks up fastest lap 18.3, considerably slower than what we saw in qualifying. But again, this isn't qualifying, this is the race. So that is to be understood. Change for 4th and change for the lead as well. Small Girl ahead of Gary. F1 New Zealand ahead of Death. The tractor currently dominating the rest of the pack. We know that Finns is a very, very good driver, of course. Initially came from RFL. which RFL racing tomorrow night with Scott in the comms box. Also around here, final race of Mexico week. Before, well, you know, ERC Masters on Sunday at Suzuka, and that rounds off your week as it stands. And then Simtech is back on Tuesday with Cal and Angelo, Cal and myself, Angelo and myself. Who knows? We'll see when we get to it. Battle for 4th place. We'll keep an eye on this. Small Girl, Mr. Bust, and Gary's. We've got the helicopter shot of the stadium section. I love it to bits. I wish we had the helicopter shot a little bit more, because it is genuinely great. Finn's 18-1, currently in the lead, but is Alex going to be able to catch him coming down towards the first chicane? Closes up a good margin there, but doesn't really have the ability to make a position. Could go for one into turn 4 here. Does he? He's close. Credit to him. But no dice for the Grim Reaper. Into 6th they go once again. Bit of a lock-up, I think, for the Mercedes. So that's not really going to help his tyres. As we come through the stadium, the S section once again. Looking again at the battle for 4th place. Gary's dropped back to over a second away, so he's not really in this. Sam overtakes Gizmo. So Gizmo and Mike, as I don't want to say as usual, but as we've seen quite often in recent races, they've been dropping back a good little bit. Hopefully they can make their way back. Senna picks up his first and probably not only track limits penalty of the evening. Of course, not the first one tonight, because of course Hob Day, you might see, has picked up 3 seconds for it. As Alex is death going to go for it. Saves Fins from the sickle of the Mercedes. A little bit too far away for a move into turn 4 as well. Defensive goes the New Zealander, but unnecessarily so. Kacper Jam in the background as well. Jam can throw a punch if and when he wants to. Side by side for 8th place. It's inside on the outside, and Jamie on the inside. Does inside hold the outside? Oh, he does, to his credit. He's got the medium tyre, better tyre at the moment. And that is 8th place for the Haas, using, controversially, the outside, not the inside. But Small Girl loses multiple positions there to both Gary and Mr. Bus. Something must have happened between them pair, because they both lost positions. Maybe have they come together and maybe both gone off track? I'm not too sure, but regardless, Gary up to 4th place is probably going to be pretty happy with that. We've finally had a yellow flag. It's for Hob Day through the S section. Of course, you meant to go through that makeshift chicane. He hasn't, unfortunately. As we've got to change a lead once again, well, for the first time in a couple of laps, Alex picks up the position on F1 New Zealand, and Jamie retakes 8th place ahead of XRT inside. We're on lap 10. Lap 10? Or lap 11? Safety car. Hob Day. 10 seconds for track limits. I imagine it looks to be to do with him, yes, because his front wing is non-existent. So we've got the second safety car already here on lap 10. Opportunity here for people to pit, should they want to, of course. But I think it's still a little bit early for that one, as Sam under safety car. Oh my word, Sam. Seriously, man? Come on. Under safety car picks up 3 seconds for track limits. Alex in, Jam in. What about Gary? Gary stays out, Smuggle stays out, Mr. Bust peels into the pit lane, Senna stays out. Jamie also stays out, but inside goes inside. Yes, I'm going to be making many puns on the name. Wesley stays out, as does Nick Fury. What about Rookie? He's a little bit further behind. Does he peel into the pit lane? No, he doesn't. Stays out. Going to pick up a couple of positions, not too many, but and 1, 2, maybe a third. No, just maybe a third. No, just the one. Just the one position. What's happened with Hobday's DNF? So we're one driver down through the S's. Possibly a retirement on track, but he has cleared himself. So we're down to 16, which is still a decent amount. But of course, you know, ideally we want as many drivers to finish the race as we can, purely for the sake of action. Obviously, the more people, the more action, the more fun we can have from this race. I'm not saying it's not going to be fun, however, it does help. Surprisingly, I know. Looking on with Rookie, who's up to 10th place already after 12 laps, which is very, very good. All things considered. I know, sort of, we half expect it from him, but it does not change the fact that it is a very good result from our favourite little Rookie. Yeah. Mr. Bust has dropped a lot of positions. He must have. Has he had off? Been off track there? Oh no! Oh, Mr. Bust is lagging. Yikes! That's not ideal. I know I'm sort of underselling it, but still, that is not where you want to be. This is going to sound really bad. I don't envy. I don't particularly envy his position at all. But right, we should be getting going in a moment's notice. Right, on board with Gary Bluntblade. See what he can do as he tries to keep close to F1 New Zealand. Goes very, very late. Caught out Gary a little bit there, and now it is all basically side by side here. We could be seeing a couple of overtakes all the way down towards turn 1 this time around, and it's not often that you get to say that. It's side by side. It's Gary trying to force Senna to the inside line. Bit of contact possibly from F1 New Zealand. Contact with Gary as Senna tries to make second place. Can't quite make that work. Nick Fury makes 5th work, and it's 3 wide actually coming down towards turn 4 for a brief moment as Death and Wesley go side by side, and now Alex is trying to make a move on the Ferrari of Nick Fury. Nick Fury holding the inside through 5. It's going to be the inside through 6 as well, but the crucial question is going to be, are the tyres good enough for Alex to make that position? No, not quite. Good drive there from Nick Fury. Keeps 5th place, but that was probably a little bit closer than what he would have wanted at this stage in the race. There's still plenty more action to come, but this is going to be an absolute belter of a race. I can already tell into stadium section we go once again. Sam picks up a position on Gizmo, I think, or Gizmo on Joker, somewhere around about that position, which again, credit to Nick Fury, because he was involved in a massive crash, was relegated to the bottom of the field, and has now come back up to 5th place. Well, 5th place at least for now. We're on board with Alex, who's picking up one position and chasing after what could be championship rival Jamie Norris. Has been in previous seasons championship rival, but it's again a little too early to tell things at this stage in the season. Of course, it's round 2 of 12. There's still 10 more rounds to go, and it's a belter of a calendar. Spain, Imola, Qatar, Jeddah, Baku, Bahrain, Singapore, Australia, Canada, and Vegas finale to round out season 3 is one hell of a calendar. And all the tracks that you didn't hear, other than Belgium and Mexico, because that's last round and this round, all the tracks that you didn't hear, they're all going to be next season. So, you know, it's going to be an absolute cracker of a season 4 as well. Looking on, battle for 3rd, Senna leading the pack, Jamie Norris, Def, Jam all the way down to 10th place. Within striking distance here, but sort of split each other off again because Nick Fury struggling on traction here with that red underfloor damage, so sort of split itself in twain once again. But we'll see what happens as we come through. Jamie fighting for 3rd place. Here we go. Pardon me. He's got 3rd place at the moment. Alex trying to make 2 positions in one go. Is it too wide? It's too wide. It's side by side. These two are very good friends. It's too wide further back with Senna and Jam. Jam losing out there and Jamie losing out in the battle for 3rd as well. So Alex has taken 3rd place from rival and good friend Jamie. Is it going to be a fight into turn 4? No, not quite. If you remember Vegas from last season, about midway in the season, you'll know that these pair love just fighting for the sake of it. I caught them post Vegas race, and they were saying, yeah, we'll fight for the stream, because there wasn't really much going on in the stream at that point. But they were like, whatever. We'll have a bit of a tiff. We'll have a fight. Why not? For the sake of it, I suppose. And it was worth it. So I'm not exactly going to say no, but you know, do love a good bit of raw racing product. Yellows in the 2nd sector. That'll be for Sambo. The spin probably through that S section, letting Mike through before he makes his way out on track. But he is moving once again, so we're A-OK on that one. Battle for 3rd place, probably not going to be caught by Jamie as we come down towards turn 1 to start lap 16 of 71. I think that makes it, 56 to go, I think, is how the maths works out on that one. Them two have pulled away quite a lot, and it's side by side here for 6th place on board with Inside, who again is going to take the outside here. And Nick Fury loses 1-2 positions because he has to brake early. Oh no, that was Jam that lost positions. But Nick Fury has to brake a little bit early because obviously, again, to lap 1, it wasn't even a turn 1 incident, it was a lap 1 front straight incident, yes, that caused a little bit of a problem for him. And he's got, again, according to what he's popped in the server, he's got red underfloor damage. Down towards the end of the stadium section we go once again. Ooh, bit of a problem there, I think, for Wesley coming out of the Peraltada, the final corner, of course. On board with Nick Fury as Rookie makes up a position on Mr. Bus. Small Girl having connection issues once again. We'll see if I can drag them back in a little while as Inside makes a position on Senna for 5th place. Small Girl's AI makes her move for 13th place. Let me see if I can. What was that? Just about caught that. Mr. Bust is out. Oh, I think yeah. I saw him sort of go sideways. I don't know if he was nudged into it or if it was just a bit of action. We've got the full safety car coming out now. But that's a surprise. Don't often see Mr. Bust leaving early. Lord Joker drive-through for speeding on the safety car. Ouch. Right, let me see if I can... do I have small car? I'm pretty sure I have them. Invite. Invite to my game. Invite my game. I don't know why I'm speaking like that. High of 1 degree today. Good lord. Really? Was it only 1 degree tops? Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh, it's -4. I hope to God it snows. Proper winter temperatures. Oh, get in. We're finally, if you're in the UK, you know, but we're finally in that sort of stretch where we've got proper winter weather. You know how we get like 1 week of proper summer in like May or June, and then another week in August, and that's it, normally. We get 1 week of winter in March, and usually one in February, and that's it. Everything else is just crap. I don't know why, it just usually is. Which is a shame. But not complaining all too much, at least for the moment. Plenty more racing action to come later this week, though. Again, like I said, RFL featuring drivers like F1 New Zealand, like possibly Small Girl, and maybe even Sam as well. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But that'll be with Scott in the comms box on Saturday night, 8 PM on this very channel. On Sunday, Mike and Andrew return from a... not sure if it's well-deserved for Andrew, but a good old winter break. I'm joking, Andrew, I love you to bits. Just in case he sees this. That's going to be Japan at 8 PM on Sunday night. Then we're back with Simtech F2, who are going to be racing at... Let me confirm this, so that I can scratch this off early, before I forget for my own sake. At the Hungaro Ring next week, Simtech. So that's next week, Simtech Tuesday and Thursday, 8 PM on this very channel. A virtual safety car, well, it says virtual safety car, it's the real safety car, we promise. That is the safety car, the Aston Martin safety car that you are seeing on track. That is not some fake mock-up that the drivers are just choosing not to drive through. It is the actual safety car, we promise. Lap 19 of 71. We're about a third of the way in. We're not far off of that. Third is about 24. Just under. So we're not far off of a third in. And it's currently 25 to 10. So it could be going a good little while longer if things keep going as is. Another lap under safety car now as well. So we're going to be probably, I think, going on lap 21 if all things go to plan. I need to check something, because this track, Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez oval. Because this circuit does have an oval, does it not? It does. I need to check something. Oval circuit. Oval. The oval configuration of this Mexico City facility is arguably the most dangerous racetrack in Mexico because of its limited visibility at the exits of turns 2 and 4. Fair. That's not depressing. That's not concerning at all. The safety car is in this lap. But I think the actual oval is run in reverse, it seems. Yeah, I think it's run in reverse. As right again on board with Gary, finally properly says safety car. As we get underway once again here in Mexico City, on board with Gary. This time didn't quite get caught out as much as he did last time around, but an opportunity for inside here to make a move on Jamie Norris. He is on the inside. Not controversially, Mike Wallace getting a 10-second penalty for speeding under the pit lane. As he into the pit lane, it is close for New Zealand. Doesn't make it. I think he slightly sort of went for it, but wasn't quite able to make the position. As they come through now up towards turn 4, it is almost side by side. Oh, it's very close at the top. As it stands, Gary leads, F1 New Zealand in second, Death in third place. Just looking at them and thinking, yeah, can I get past, please? Thanks, please, please. Everyone to 11th is well, to 4th now. Christ, why did Jay have to drop back a good little distance? It's 1.1 seconds, so still relatively close, but not as close as he probably would want for a DRS opportunity. Of course, he won't properly have DRS until not next lap, the lap after next, because of how the how DRS activation is positioned. But he's within the second once again, as DRS is now enabled. Death very close to the back end of F1 New Zealand, as here we come down towards turn 1 once again, to the left, to the right side even. He goes and makes that position up very nicely against the Sauber. It's Mercedes against the Sauber, that's normally a done deal pretty much. But the New Zealander is proving that it is not going to be quite as easy as it ordinarily would be to make that move into turn 1. Alex looking for the move into turn 4. Turn 4 is a brave overtaking opportunity, I tell you. Turn 6 even. That is a very... I don't know why he looked at it, unless you're sort of, you know, pretty much touching that rear diffuser. You don't want to go for the move just because it's not a massive braking zone and it's not a long straight. I know it's a slowish corner, but you're turning in quite early. So it's likelier that you're going to snap someone's nose off or something, which is not ideal. But anyway, right down the front straight once again. Start lap 23 of 71. We're about a third distance. Jam makes a move on Wesley as we're looking at Alex closing in and overtaking once again Gary. That's for first place at the moment. We are sort of half expecting him to run away at some point. He usually does, but is he going to be able to make that work this time around, especially with the amount of things like DRS trains that we get around here? Nick Fury picks up 3 seconds for track limits. He's dropping down a couple of positions. Mike Wallace has peeled into the pit lane early. Lord Joker has lost a lot of time as well. But the beauty with this point system is, as it stands, if you finish, you get points. So I wouldn't worry too much, especially because it is early doors. But as long as you finish at this stage, you will be picking up points. It's top 20. It's 25 for first. For those of you that don't know, it's the MotoGP point system. If you know what the MotoGP point system is, you'll know what I mean. And then it's 25 for first, 20 for second, and then it goes periodically down to 1 for 15th place. So it is actually a really nice points format and works very, very nicely for these guys. Coming into turn 1 once again, F1 New Zealand closing in very much on the back end of ELC Blood. It's incredibly tight. We're about a third of the way in to this race, and this is going to be an absolute belter. Well, it's going to be a slow burner, at least. Don't go anywhere. And I am going to use this opportunity to pop to the loo. So, forgive me, I'm going to dip for a minute. I'll be back in a sec. I have returned. Almost a lap and a half later, but you know, I'm back. That's the important thing. Jab to 5th place. Apologies for dropping you all, but nature calls. Let's put it that way. And for those of you that were on an ad break, welcome back. I have been to the toilet. Not that like it matters all that much, but rookie up to 7th place after starting in 17th place. Good going so far. We're sort of getting used to seeing it on the UCR side. He does it very often at ERC, but we're sort of getting used to it on the UCR side, and he's up to 7th place with 25 laps in the books. About to be 26 as these guys come through the S section. So we've got about 25 seconds-ish, I think, before they finish this very lap. Leaders, currently Def leads the pack. F1 New Zealand in 3rd place. Gary Blunt in the middle, with XRT inside in 4th, and then these pair in 5th and 6th place. Inside to the inside, he goes very heavy on that inside line, sticking to the right side to try and disrupt the slipstream. He's got to change the lead, to change 4th place as well, as Jam blasts past the Haas car of XRT inside. Gary once again resumes the lead. It's that lead is sort of flip-flopping at the moment between the top 3. It was, I think, at some point Jams as well. So I think we've had 4, maybe 5 different leaders in 27 laps around here. That's pretty good going. all things considered. Braking for turn 7 again. It's not much of a brake, more of a lift. Tap on the brake, and then you just hurl it in. At least that's of that's my experience. If I'm going too fast, I just go off track and start it. It'll be fine. Lord Joker picks up 3 seconds for track limits. Gary's picked up 3 seconds earlier on as well, so that is going to hurt when it comes to post-race and trying to make things easier for himself. That's how penalties stand as is. Jam's picked up the fastest lap of the 17.9. I think that's the first 17 lap we've had as Death retakes first place down towards turn 1. And Jamie's got 5th place ahead of XRT Inside down towards turn 1 again. No opportunity for retaliation there for the American-based Haas. I should add, all of them are in multiples of 3 other than Mike Wallace, who picked up a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And then by going into the pit lane once again to serve that penalty, he picked up another. So he's got a 10-second penalty that he will have to serve unless he doesn't serve it till the end of the race. Then fair enough, he doesn't serve it. And then 3 seconds, which he can't serve because it's a track limit penalty, and you can't serve track limit penalties. Heavens knows why. 44? Yeah, 44 to go. It's going to be 43 as they cross the line. New Zealand has dropped back a little bit. I'm not talking the country. I'm talking the man that is, well, possibly representing them, at least at the moment. On board with the RB. See how fast he goes even with DRS 196. Does he hit 200? He's not using the battery either, so he doesn't hit 200. But again, he's closing up, especially on braking. That was a good little bit of a distance closed on the brakes. But again, can't really close it up into turn 4, but he is closing, to his credit. To his credit, he is closing, so I can't exactly stay mad at that. Small girl, 3 seconds for track limits. I think they're on 6 now. We can check a little bit later. On in the race. Battle for 5th place as well. We'll keep an eye because Inside's doing quite well. He did well from what I can recall last time out in Belgium. Let me see if I can get the... There we go. Inside. Well, 2nd place is very, very good going. As New Zealand pits for fresh tyres. 30 laps so far. Has he been on those since the start? Yes, he has. So, we were talking with Sam earlier. One stop is on the cards here. It's not likely, but it's not exactly unlikely either. Could very easily pull it off and make it work. That's not out of the realms of possibility here. Lock up there for Inside, who's at the disadvantage now. Battle for 4th place. Of course, F1 New Zealand has pitted. Could run to the end on those tyres here. Assuming there's no late safety car. He could be in with a shout for podium, if not a race victory, which I would be very interested to see. What was the race results? The gap between Alex and Inside was only 2.3 seconds. Post, once the in-game race penalties were thrown in on top of that as well. So that is great going on Inside. I don't think he's done a full season yet. So if he can manage to get a full season here, he's going down the inside. Once again, bit of a late move into turn 1. Late switch of direction to get out of the way of the McLaren, but still a position gain. Could be seeing a change for P1 again. Deep though goes Gary. Could be an opportunity for Alex into turn 6. Oh, I genuinely thought that he was going to go for that. But for his own sake, I suppose, and for his own car, he does not go for that move. Coming into the stadium section once again, Jam picks up 3 seconds and Senna. Anyone else? Not quite yet. Gary deep into the stadium section though, on the curbs. Not an ideal line either, a little bit too far deep. Needs to sort out his braking zones relatively sharpish and not go on the curbs on the exit of the Peraltada. That will hamper your speed pretty heavily, and especially down this zone, which is a massive straight, sort of, you know, Kemmel-esque. Alex makes a move and is just going to pull away here. Gap's already 0.6 of a second. Could be upwards of a second, maybe even, by the time that we get to turn 4, as Jamie Reed takes the position from inside. Down towards turn 1 once again. Not something that we're surprised by. Lord Joker up to 10th place. Sorry, again, I was just reading a message that I had to check for a uni project. Sam picks up 3 seconds for track limits, and the gap already between Death and Gary is up to and second. So Gary is going to be hampered by not having DRS. So we're not too far from the point where Mike Wallace could be lapped here. That would be unfortunate. However, it happens. But it's a little bit too common, I think, for Mike's sake. How do I say it in the nicest way possible? He's not exactly the fastest of drivers, but he does love giving it a good go. He does do his best, and that's all we can ask of him. So that is, well, again, all we can require from him. Gary's picked up another 3 seconds, so he's up to 6, and Jam is closing. Gary is he's struggling at this point here. That is, it's unfortunate. Must have made a some sort of mistake. But he's down to within 1.5 seconds of Jam. Jam's using a little bit of slipstream as well. He's close about a 10th on this straight here. So that slipstream is still pretty effective, even though DRS isn't quite in play for him. He's still doing quite well, all things considered. Lap 34 of 71. We're almost halfway here. Yes, before anybody asks, yes, it does say safety car. Yes, I'm very aware of this. It's because the game is the game, and the safety car message won't delete until there's a yellow flag. Because that is unfortunately how this game runs. So I can't really, work with that because, well, it's EA. Like, how are we really surprised at this point? Let's be honest. As actually in comes Gary. So off of those tyres, he's been on them since the start. That might be why he's struggling. What does he do here, though? Is that another set of hards? I think that might be. Okay. Strap on another set of hards, run softs to the end, maybe? That could be a shout. Hope for a late safety car. That's relatively reasonable in terms of strategy, I suppose. Battle for 5th, as it stands, Senna and Rookie. Rookie up to 6th place as it stands. All the way through turn 6, Mexico flag and Spanish flag in the background. Careful for F1 New Zealand on newer tyres as well. He's going to be absolutely chomping at the bit to try and get a move, maybe even into the stadium section. It's not often we see one into there, but that is very much a real possibility. And here we go, side by side into the stadium section. Here we go. This is not often where you see a move, but he's got that done nicely and tidily. Yeah, I'm not surprised, but then I also am. There's much better traction out of the barrel Tartar as well, and now it's too wide. Well, it's going to be too wide in a second. Jamie takes 3rd place away from inside. F1 New Zealand takes 5th place away from Senna. Ooh, pardon me. We're on lap 36 of 71, so we're past halfway now. As we come through, back end again, a little bit twitchy, and it's too wide once again. It's Rookie making that move with that DRS, and now he's going to try and pull away here. So he's still in 6th place, which all things considered is still very, very good considering where he started, which is up 11. Nick Fury re-overtakes Sam. Sam back in 13th where he started. Inside up 7 as well, deserves a shout from the box. Mike Wallace picks up 3 seconds. Jamie up 4 as well. Biggest drops. Small Girl down 5. Nick Fury down 4 as well, but Nick Fury sort of not really his fault. After lap 1, there's not really much that he could have done to prevent that, really. It's unfortunate because Nick Fury is a class driver. We've seen it on many occasions. As what's happened to Small Girl? Have they lost their front wing? No, they've just possibly had a little bit of a spin. Happened. Doesn't seem like major contact though, so we're okay. There's nothing to analyse as such. Where is Small Girl? In 13th. And peels into the pit lane, so there might be some sort of damage. We'll see. They peel into the pit lane, off the hards, onto another set of hards? Yeah, okay. Hard, medium, or hard, soft could be a strategy option. Seems to be a relatively popular one. Well, not relatively popular. We've seen 2 drivers use it. That's not popular, Kacper. Right, let's pop that back up. Small Girl down to 14th now as well. We'll be looking to make a move past Mike Wallace, as I think we've got our first lap car. Mike has been lapped at least a lap or 2 ago. And it's almost side by side. Jamie's trying to get the over-under here. Has he got the traction? He has, to be fair. Inside's holding that inside line, but it's not going to work really, because Jamie, cracking drive out of turn number 4. Very, very nicely done. Big fan of that. We'll go 3 seconds for track limits. Let's actually have a look at penalties again. Jams on 3. So it's Wesley and Gizmo. 6 seconds belongs to Small Girl. And that's it. 9 seconds, we're talking about Senna, Gary Blunt, Nick Fury and Sam. and then we've got 16 seconds for Mike Wallace. He's got a 10-second penalty at his next pit stop plus 6 post-race. And then Lord Joker's got just a full 18 seconds, which will be served post-race once again. The small girl makes their way back past Mike Wallace. That's for 13th place. Not lapped at the moment, but not very far off. On the hards for Jam. What was Jam on? He's on the mediums. Okay, so he could run these hards to the end. 30 laps easily. He's only been on one lap, on one stop. He's been on 3 stops. Okay, I still think he could run the hards for 30 laps. Also, it does also give him a little bit of flexibility towards the end. If he wants to, say, strap on a set of mediums or even a set of softs if he has them. And run those to the end. That is a very viable opportunity as the rookie is looking for a move on Senna. Yellow's on track. As I think we're just trying to let cars be lapped here. As Mark Wallace has actually picked up a position, but re-picked up a position on Small Girl. Rookie gets out of Gary's way. Very good friends, the pair of them. And Gary is left to chase after Senna, who Senna himself has got a couple of seconds of penalty as well. As into the stadium. Once again, nicely done. Senna holds that outside line, but he does go off track and has to give up that position. But if he'd just been able to stay inside the track limits, that would have been a great defence, because that probably would have given him the inside line through that hairpin, and that would have been all he needed. Jamie to second place, down towards turn 1 once again. I mean, it's a pretty standard overtaking opportunity. Overtaking spot as well. We've seen it pretty often, and I'm not surprised that we're seeing it once again. Rookie's picked up 3 seconds for track limits, though. That's not something you see every day. Sort of is 3-car train for second place, with Alex just absolutely running away with it as it stands. And I don't think that's going to be really changing until... Does he need to... He doesn't need to peel into the pit lane, but he probably will, as we're seeing an opportunity from F1 New Zealand into the stadium section. Nicely done! Forcing that Haas to take a much wider line, and not ideal line, especially if you're going that outside. But that is very nicely done. And once again, Rookie, great drive out of the S's, and that is a position gained for Rookie. That stadium section is proving to be a little bit more of an overtaking opportunity than I had initially thought. I didn't think you could really get any moves in there. Maybe 1 or 2, but we've seen 3 in just as many laps. So that is some cracking stuff. And from these folk, we've got 30, well, just over 30 to go here. So it's going to be quite interesting. I am a fan as Mike goes out of the way. Is that Gizmo? So it's one of the Red Bulls goes. That'll be Mike. No, that's Gizmo. Yeah, that is Gizmo. Yeah. Sorry, Mike. Before you come after me. I'm joking. But still, change for 8th place on the cards here. With, well, these guys have got 31 to go. He's about to start lap 42 of 71, which means there's 30 to go here at UCR. If you want to catch more racing, don't forget to follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're watching. Senna trying to make that move on Rookie. Small Girl up to 13th place after re-overtaking Mike Wallace. They've sort of been trading positions the past little while. Oh, again, could have also just seen another move into that stadium section. Nick Fury taking a very fast line through there as well. What looked like a very fast line through there, but loses time. Anyway, again, remember he does have that red underfloor damage, so whatever happens, he's going to be at a massive disadvantage. But here comes Senna, blasting past down towards turn 1 once again, ahead of Rookie into 8th place, it seems. Into turn 4 once again, lap 43 of 71. Death leads New Zealand in second. I'm not saying the country of New Zealand is in second. We haven't got nations running here. We've got a man who's called F1 New Zealand. Inside the podium, who's in third. Gary ELC Bullen in fourth, Jam in fifth, Jamie in sixth, the lowest man without penalty. And then Wesley seventh, Senna eighth, Rookie ninth, and then Nick Fury rounds out your top 10. The fact that Nick Fury is in the top 10, that's credit to his pace overall, because he's doing very, very well, given lap 1 and all the stuff that happened because of that. That's pretty good going from him, as Senna picks up fastest lap 17.2. Ooh, right, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Right, we're back. Okay. Everybody's sort of stretched away a little bit. So it's all sort of calmed down a little bit, but it doesn't mean that we've not had some cracking action. I mean, from people like Inside and Jamie to Death Over New Zealand and Gary, when they were fighting for the lead about 15 laps ago, there's been a lot of great action. So it wouldn't be... yeah, up until this point, I'd say it's been a pretty good race. It sort of died down a little bit. But obviously, you're not going to have action every single step of the way, right? So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But there's still 25 almost laps, just over 25 laps to go. So, anything could happen, and all sorts of things have happened in 25 laps around Mexico City. So, it's not out of the realms of possibility here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens over these next 27 laps, I think, is how the math works out, including this lap that they're on. But this man currently leads your race, and as things stand, if things keep going as is, will lead the championship. So, well, he already is, but he'll just extend his lead. I think Inside at the moment is looking at second place 2 rounds in, because he finished second in Belgium, and he's finishing, again, as things stand, third at the moment. Gary could be staying in third place. Depends how far he's going to drop because of the penalty. Sam picks up 3 seconds for track limits. Gary's left the session. That's not good. Let me see if I can invite him back. Invite to my game. He's in a party with Jamie though, so that is fine. As we're coming through the Pelotada once again, start lap 46. 6, 7, 8, 9, 51, 26 to go. Rookie in 5th coming into this race. He probably might stay 5th. But I think largely things aren't going to change all too much in the driver standings. Other than maybe points gaps. A couple of positions might change. But other than points gaps and such, I don't think that I don't think that it's going to change all too much. Little Joker picks up 3 seconds as Wesley in the pits. Off the mediums onto the hards, I think? That looks like a hard set of tyres. Those are going to run to the end of the race. Battle for 11th place now that Wesley's out of, well, 10th place actually, now that Wesley's out of the pit lane. Also, the gap between Alex and F1 New Zealand, first and second, has closed significantly. I don't know if Death maybe made a mistake or something, but it's just closed another good little bit. Ooh, that might be something to keep an eye on. Something happened. Or are those hard tyres just not working as intended anymore? I mean, he's had them for 36 laps. I'm not surprised if those hards have died off at this point. He's lost a lot of time here, whereas F1 New Zealand is charging at him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pit lane pit visit this time. Yeah, in he comes, in he comes. If he wasn't going to pit this time, I fear he would have been overtaken by the New Zealander. So probably a good strategical option here from him. Onto, I reckon he could run a set of mediums to the end here if he wanted, but I think he's trapped on another set of hards. And safety cars come out at the best possible yeah, pretty much the best possible opportunity here. Or like the next best, at least. Michael has picked up another 10-second time penalty, which he will serve another, so he's still got 16 seconds, I think, of time penalties anyway. What's happened? Who's missing a front wing? Little joke. Not his race today. Was picked up as collateral damage in... well, he's got a front left puncture as well. But not his... not his race. He was just picked up as collateral damage in the turn 1 incident. Not even turn 1, on the lap 1 front straight incident. So I wouldn't be surprised if he retires in the pit lane, but it'd be a shame, especially given, you know, how much stuff he's had to go through. As F1 New Zealand is in the pit lane, and I imagine Inside is going to come in as well. Yep. So, is Alex going to have the lead here? It'll be close. Ooh, it's going to be close, I think. But yeah, Alex has still got the lead, despite all the stuff that's happened. Jam is in second place as well. On used hards, he probably would have benefited from pitting then. But he's going and hoping that he can make it all the way to the end. Lap 49 of 71, we've got a late-ish safety car, I think is probably the best way to describe it. Lap cars are obviously going to be let through where possible. But while all the cars close up, this is not exactly a great situation for those penalties. Most of the drivers have got some sort of penalty. At 50 of 71, 22 to go. Because it's this lap included, and then the maths works out sort of. It's a weird one. It confuses me sometimes. It confuses the co-commentators that I'm with, but it usually works out. Of course, I can offer no guarantees. Through the S's. Who's caught up? Top 7 have caught up as it stands. Even though they've just had an ad break. Wait. Sure. Sorry, I've got the something behind the scenes on Twitch, so I'm sort of messing around with it to see sort of what looks good and what doesn't. But yeah, 21 to go here. Gonna be an interesting last stretch here. See who's still got the pace, who's got the fuel, crucially. We've not spoken really about that at all. Fuel's going to be a very, very interesting question to see who has the fuel sorted out. Who can run to the end just full pelt on that set of fuel and who can't. Pardon me. I'm wondering what's going to happen now. That's my big query, because is Alex going to be able to? I mean, he is on new tyres, yes. And Jam is probably just going to have to get out of the way because he is on used tyres. But is Alex going to? Ooh, pardon me. Is Alex A. Death going to be able to make a run past this, I wonder? I don't know, could be... Ooh, pardon me, good lord. Could be an interesting one. We'll keep an eye and see what happens. That 52:20 to go here. You're watching UCR live with myself, Kacper. Just myself, or you'll be with myself and Sam next week as well, because Sam is back. Backstreet's back. Sam is back behind the gun box. He's not been in the comms box with IP for a good little while. And yeah, so we are approaching the end of the race. I do have a slight bit of a headache, so I might take a paracetamol in a sec. But it started off well. It's slow burned for a bit, and now we've got a late safety car. We're going to have 20 laps of hopefully no pit stops action, I suppose. Plenty of good overtaking opportunities we've seen so far tonight as well, and just across sort of Mexico week as a whole. Simtech F2 delivered, Simtech F1 delivered. Obviously, again, cars again out of the way to let lapped cars by. I think that would have been Mike Wallace, because the only one that isn't still, massively behind. But he's gonna be able to run away a little bit. He's not gonna be able to fully catch up to the back of the field again, but he's gonna be allowed to run away a little bit. Pardon me. But right, on board with Jam, holding that inside line. Here we goes, Alex. A little bit caught out here, and it's side by side with F1 New Zealand here for second place. But it looks to be a better driver of the Ferrari, a bit of a better engine. Theoretically the same engine, but still better going for him. Jamie makes a move on F1 New Zealand. Could we see a change for the lead here? Or is F1 New Zealand going to have to lose a position again to... very close. I don't think Jamie quite managed to get ahead long term. Mike's all the way at turn 6. These guys are halfway down towards turn 4, so that's quite close to him. So that means he's going to be lapped by the whole field pretty soon. Side by side, 4th place. Inside has the inside, but the inside hasn't worked for inside. Or has it? Inside a 6. No, a little bit more pace for Jamie. He's got the better line into 7. And inside has to just give that up through 8 and into 9. And now 10, and he's losing a position to Gary as well because of... Gary! Picks up a 3-second time penalty. That might be taken off later on in sort of post-stewards because, well, I reckon he was slightly forced out, but I'm not a steward, so please do not take my direct stewarding advice. Thank you very much. DRS enabled, but you're not going to see it really this lap because of where the detection points are. On board with F1 New Zealand, catching to Jam. Change for 5th place. Inside loses another position. This time to Gary Bluntblade, who's charging back up towards the top of the field. This is what your penalty situations are looking like. 3 seconds for a couple of drivers, 12 seconds for others, 15 your top marks, I suppose. For Sam, as Mike is 54 seconds behind Gizmo. It's changed for 2nd place. Jam holding the outside line, trying to defend, but had not got the drive out of 6, then into 7. The Sauber, let's say the house. The Sauber takes the position back, so now he's chasing after the Grim Reaper, who's currently in 1st place, leading the race, leading the championship as it stands into the Forest Salt for the 54th time in this race, probably for about 45th under green flag conditions. But he's still got DRS anyway, so he's going to be able to close up a little bit here, but the question is, by how much is a little bit? We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Gary closing. Gary's ahead of Jamie. That's for 4th place overall. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? Is F1 New Zealand? No, he doesn't. Fins stays in 2nd place, at least for now. Opportunity now coming up towards turn 4. Has he got the drive? Yes, he does. Is he going to take the lead now? He's got the penalties. This is a genuine bona fide fight for the lead. Has to take an outside line, but he's got the inside. Could Alex get a switcheroo here? So we've seen a couple of people try it before. Ooh, Fins cuts off his nose, and that is the lead regained for the Gig Sauber. But now question is, how far can he pull away, and B, Alex is on the hard tyre. Theoretically, that should make him back towards the end. Right? Right? We'll see. Keep an eye, just in case, because this could be an absolute belter of a final couple of laps. Position changes galore, maybe. We'll see. We'll keep an eye. Gary closing in on Jam. That's out of Peraltada, down towards turn 1 once again. Lap 56 to 70, 116 to go here in Mexico, as we're closing down towards turn 1. Change of lead again, as Alex has got into first place, Gary into third as well. He has got 12 seconds with the penalty, granted, but the further we can pull away, the further he can ensure that once penalties come into effect, they're not going to affect him all too much. He's currently 2.5 seconds off the lead, there or thereabouts. So he is making up positions at a very, very quick rate, mind you. So, cracking stuff from a top-class driver. We know Gary is. He's a top-class commentator as well, but he's racing this season. Through the S's, through the second S, we go once again. Lap 56 of 71 into the Forasol. I wonder what the team is actually called. That is based in the Forasol. Let's have a look. Diablos Rojos, I think. I'm not wanting to dig too far down, but Chain for the lead once again as Finns gets past for first place. Mike Wallace a little bit further ahead as Jamie loses 2 positions. He's lost a lot of time there down that straight. But again, don't forget he's one of 4 that don't have a penalty as it stands. Oh my goodness. That is nice. Right. Well, Jamie's lost a good little bit of time. Senna's up into 6th place. Inside is in 5th, but again, penalties are going to play an effect. So, you know, we're going to see a good few drivers drop down quite substantially, which is, of course, always unfortunate, but not very much that you can do about these things. Death's got 3 seconds now. Hello. That throws the cat amongst the pigeons. The yellow's in the 3rd sector. That's for Mike, I think, just letting other cars by. He's perched right. Ooh, that's a little bit in the way, that, I would argue. That was a little bit dodgy on Mike Wallace's part. And Finns is running away here. This is exactly not what Death needed if he wanted to. Well, he's probably still going to retain the championship lead anyway, but to make it 2 from 2, he would have needed a little bit more going his way, I suppose, than a 3-second time penalty being latched onto him at this late stage in the race. Nick Fury 3 seconds as well, but again, worth mentioning, he is on A, red floor damage, and B, since basically turn 1. So, you know, credit to Nick for managing to push through despite all the chaos that happened at the very start of the race. So, put it this way, certainly my driver of the day, at least as it stands. But that's inside. I thought that was Senna taking the title line. That's inside. Holding the inside. The irony, I know. And getting very far ahead. We could be seeing 3 wide here. Down towards turn 1. Jam sort of boxed in a little bit. Contact between Senna and inside. I don't know quite if that's caused any damage, given it picks up 3 seconds for track limits. But I think he's fine. Just about. Yeah, he looks to be okay. So that is that's fine. Wow. Pardon me. Oh my goodness. And especially now because you've got Gary on his back, which Gary will not give up a position without a fight, even if he's losing it because of penalties. He will fight it to the bloody end. We've seen it a few times in places like ERC. So, you know, he won't give up the position unless he has to. Jam picks up another 3. He's on 6. That's pretty good going, all things considered. And Gary up to 2nd place. This is exactly not what the doctor ordered for death, but I suppose doctors are the enemy of the Grim Reaper, one would imagine. Sen up to 4th place as well. He's got 15 seconds of penalty. That's not going to stand. He's going to be dropping back a couple of positions, but for the sake of it, why not have a little bit of a tussle, a little bit of a fight, a little bit of a scrap, a little bit of a insert word for a fight here. Question. How much are the medium tyres going to drop a little bit later on? Because they are going to drop at some point. The key question being how much. I don't envision it going all too well for Alex. I don't... Another 10 laps, we might start seeing some tyre wear, but I don't think it's going to be quite substantial enough. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I am, of course, not a racer, so I personally do not mind. As Alex is closing, is he going to be able to pick up that position? No, he's not into turn 1 at least. Not this time. Opportunity though into turn 4 here. Does he? Does he? Ooh, no. Thinks better of it. Inside, on the inside of turn 4, on the outside of turn 4. Through 5, picks up a position, and that will have anyway been a genuine position pickup, but that still works out very nicely for the Haas up to 4th place. Legitimately will be on the podium, depending on how much he closes here. Could even be 2nd place. Now that would be a result. And I think the championship gap would be down to 1. I think. But again, I'm not too sure. Alex the 2nd. Down the front straight. Into turn 1. Once again. Popular opportunity. And we're on 10 to go now. So we are at that sort of end stretch as such. Pardon me. Oof, my word. Making our way through the chicane at the end of that 2nd straight up towards turn 6. Of course, this track remodeled, remastered, as one could say, by Herman Tilke. Tilke, of course, known for tracks such as not Singapore. Hey, I don't think he did Singapore. I know he did Baku, as in terms of street circuit. I don't think he did Singapore. Who designed Singapore circuit? Yeah, he did. Fair enough. Again, happy to be proven wrong. I honestly did not know that. But hey, the more you know. Gary trying to close up to Death to try and prevent him picking up the win. 2nd win on the spin. It would be. But at the moment it does not look all too likely. But again, it depends on tyre wear in a couple of laps. We'll see how much that is affected as Inside makes the move on Senna up towards turn 4. Oh, slightly deep. But I don't. Is Senna going to be able to get the switch back? No. No, a little too far away for that one. Couldn't quite get the drive out of 5 either to make that work. Had a gander though. Not necessarily a bad thing. So it's Inside to 4th place. As it stands, which at the moment is looking like 3rd place and probably only 3rd place on penalties. Nick Fury picks up another 3 for track limits. The position changes as well. Inside, biggest gainer. Gary's got ahead of championship leader Death into turn 1 once again. 64 of 71. I think that makes it 8 to go. If you are enjoying the race, please do follow, share, subscribe, etc. You know the deal. And do also give us a follow on on our socials at international_paddock on Instagram, at international pad PADD on TikTok, and int_paddock I think on Twitter. I'm not 100% on the Twitter account though, so please, you'd think I should be, but I am. Whether that be fortunately or not, or unfortunately, I am not 100% up to scratch on that one. Starting lap 65 of 71 in just a couple of moments. 7 to go, and around this short of a circuit, you're looking at about 10 minutes of racing. So hopefully I can be in bed by 11. I'm just to be fair, it is 20 to 11. I do need to move my Lego McLaren, which I have been building. And it looks sick. I'm halfway through. Sam picks up 3 seconds. It's close is Death, but not to me, but to Gary. In East Midlands. Oh, he could look around the outside here. Could get a switch back. I don't think so. No. No, again, can't quite get the traction on that. So I think at this point the medium tyres on the top 2 still are working well enough. And we're at that point where even if Finns does pick up a 3-second penalty, he's still going to be fine because he's still going to be over half a second away from the Charger Silver Arrow. At least at the moment. Pardon me. So, you know, it's going to be interesting, I think. We'll see. 66 of 71, 6 to go. And Gary's been passed once again. See what Senna can do on Inside. Makes the move all the way down towards turn 1 again. Pretty standard overtaking move. You don't see all too many other than Inside. Just about keeping that car on the grey stuff. And yet he still gains time through that chicane. He's got an opportunity into turn 4, but doesn't send it, thankfully. Senna 3 seconds for track limits. Once again, how much is Senna on now? 18 seconds. Most is Sam with 24. I mean, I know penalties are a pain, but Christ. Didn't think they were that much of a pain, Sam. Damn. Crucially, Gary has been passed by Death. We saw just this lap gone. Now we're on 5 to go here, and Alex has basically got to catch 6 seconds in 5 laps. Around Spa, I'd say yes, this is possible, because Spa is a long circuit. However, this is not a long circuit. We're talking... Well, how long is the circuit? We're talking 4.3 kilometers with a race lap record of a 117 in 2021. So, yeah, I'm not sure that's going to happen, even with the best will in the world. My headphones this time have actually dropped. Because again, I made the mistake of putting it on my thigh, and these trousers seem to be very, very slidey. I'm not wearing jeans like I normally would. I'm wearing slightly more formal trousers because I had a uni assessment. But anyway, right. Gonna go into our final ad break in just a moment. 5 to go. Well, it's going to be 4 to go as these guys cross the line. You're going to be back to watch the finish of the race. Don't worry about it. But I don't see the lead changing here. But anything could happen. We'll see. For those of you that aren't watching the ads, as it stands. Let's have a look, shall we? On board with Senna. Down towards turn 1 once again. He's blasting past using that inside line. We haven't seen too many people go to the left. Obviously, it doesn't really make too much sense to go to the left, but that's a whole different kettle of fish. Because you don't really need to unless the leading driver tries to cut off the draft. So, you know, it doesn't really matter all that much. But we'll see. We'll see. Into the Forest Salt. 3 more times after this. And that will be it for the runs for UCR around Mexico, possibly for this game. Depending on when F125, depending on when F125 comes out. When I might actually Google it just out of interest. With 3 to go. Oh, there's already articles about this as of December 4th, 2024. A projection release date of May 23rd. Again, just a projection, but that is still a very real possibility. We also could be looking at a return to story mode as inside goes round the outside into turn 4. Late move, late defensive move from Senna. Can Senna get the switch back? Not into turn 4, not 6 even. Oh, that was a very late defensive move from Senna. Down. That was incredibly late. Welcome back to those that have just been watching an ad break. 2 to go here now. As Jamie gets ahead of Jam towards the stadium section. We haven't seen too many moves into that DRS zone. We've seen a couple of fights coming into here, but we haven't seen all too many. But we've got 2 more tours around the track. It's only like 8 kilometers around here. It's not a massive circuit. And Finn's on, who I think it is his... I want to say it's his debut. But I'm not 100%. No, it's not his debut. He's been here since May. He's done a couple rounds, but he's not done all too many. But I mean, listen, this is for him perfect practice. Because he's got to do a half-distance race tomorrow around here in RFL as well. And if things go like they have for him today, this could be quite... this could be an open and shut case for him if he's racing tomorrow. But we'll see. Final lap here in Mexico. And Finns is running away with it, but we could be seeing a change of at least on the track position for fourth. As Senna is going to take the run down towards turn one. He's going to pick up that position again. He's going to lose it because of all the penalties. He's got 18 seconds worth of them. So there's plenty of time for him to lose. As Jam also picks up a position on Jamie Norris. And that is again going to be lost due to penalties. Cars getting out of the way, i.e. lap traffic. This man has been up and down and then back up again. Strategy has worked out perfectly for him. And I think he can be very, very proud of his first race entry this season and his first race win this season. Hopefully for him, he can carry this on to tomorrow. But for today, this is going to be a victory for the New Zealander down under, round the final corner, around the Peraltada. He comes across to win the race here in Mexico City. The New Zealander wins with a 4.5 second almost gap to championship leader Alex. Gary picks up third place on track, but I think he might lose it to inside here. I don't know. See what happens when he crosses the line. Yeah, he loses it to inside. By how much? 1.8. Ooh. That'll hurt. That'll hurt Gary. That is close. That was incredibly close. Jamie picks up 5th. Wesley up to 6th. Senna 7th. Jam in 8th as well once the penalties rattle through themselves as well. Rookie in 9th and Nick Fury in 10th probably as well. I don't know how the penalties are going to work out with this man, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't drop too far back. There goes Gizmo across the line. Here comes Nick Fury. So Morgoth should add he was a lap down. And then Mike Wallace the last man across the line. P1 in the wheelie bin. Come on, man. You smashed it. Don't do yourself a disservice. In fact, I'm going to put you driver of the day because if you're saying it's wheelie bin and it's that bad, Christ, you bloody deserve it. Inside is also a top contender for that, but I think, mate, you've smashed it. Yeah, I think you fully deserve it. And that's it. Scott's on tomorrow for RFL on this very channel at this very circuit. It's a much shorter race and a much shorter qualifying format, but that is it from us here at International Paddock. I'm going to be back Tuesday, maybe. I'm not 100% sure when, but I will be back with a vengeance next Friday, where we'll be in Barcelona. But yeah, Finn's driver of the day absolutely smashed it, and I don't think you can really say otherwise in the tractor. But from London, that is it from me. Take care, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.